I am totally naked right now, and it feels pretty good. You know, there is like a huge difference in color between the genital area and then the rest of my body. Why are we so mean to our genitals and our ass? I don't get it. Like, here, I'm gonna try to keep it, because then YouTube will just shut my channel down. Alright, well, you get the picture. You get the picture, okay? I'm not gonna take chances right now. You take the picture. You take the picture. You get the point. You get the point. Like, I'm looking right now, it's like, man, why are we so mean to you? Like, you know what? Our genitals want the sunshine too. What about our ass cheeks? Our ass cheeks want the sunshine too. Like, I could feel the relief in that area, in that genital area. I could just feel the relief, you know, getting the sunshine, getting the fresh air. I mean, look, you're a sentient being, and so your cells are alive and they're conscious. And as much as your hands love the sun and your face loves the sun, your genitals, your ass loves the sun too. A baby comes here, sliding into this dimension, naked. Naked. And the first thing we do, well, put your clothes on. You can't do that. You can't do that. There is a twofold problem on this planet when it comes to the sex chakra, to sexuality. People are either too vocal about it and too liberal and too sex obsessed, or they're too private, they're too scared of it, feel too guilty. And it seems impossible currently in this planet as it is to find a community, a group of people, a country, a village that has that balanced approach to human sexuality. This is just a body. Like, I don't see any animal covering up and feeling ashamed and guilty about their basic form. This is the basic form. It's the basic form of an organism in this planet. So I don't really understand what the big deal is. And yet it is, you know? Like, if a woman takes off her clothes, you're gonna have a bunch of horny men with 3D consciousness, third density consciousness, and even below, and they're gonna get all perverted and they're just gonna objectify her completely. So I'm not obviously advocating everybody take off your clothes. That's completely stupid, because it's just as stupid as a Muslim woman taking off her hijab in Saudi Arabia. That's stupid. Why is that stupid? Because they're gonna lock you up in jail and your family's gonna disown you. So you go to a country, an environment that is conducive. It is conducive for taking off your hijab without your safety being at stake. In the same way, it is stupid for us to suddenly take off our clothes in where currently most of the consciousness of humans are, especially if you're a woman, you know, because you're just going to become a walking object. So that's not exactly what I'm advocating. This is more of a rant. It's more of a like a what the fuck moment, you know. It's more of a what the fuck, like, why, you know. It's like, why? I don't get it. Like, it's a human body. It's like, you know, like a dog is a dog. Nobody seems to mind that dogs are naked. I saw two dogs making love. Was it yesterday? In the middle of the street, right? Just making love, doggy style. And nobody seems to mind. Everybody was walking around. It's normal. They're naked. They're doing their thing. You got a dog. If you're constantly, if it's a male, you're seeing their penis, and they're just like, they take a piss. Now, of course, we're not animals. We're a higher evolved form. And you think because we're highly evolved, you would think we're because we're more evolved on the evolution scale, you would think that we would not have a problem with nudity. You think that, you know, we would just, you know, Yeah, you're naked, so what? And here's the thing, like this type of behavior needs to be slowly normalized first. Because if it becomes normalized, it's whatever. Then it's whatever. Then everybody's naked, so what? But right now, because it isn't normalized, that's why that's why there's so many like either sexual repression, and it gets perverted in so many ways, or then because of the repression, because for most of our like recent history it's been just repression, so because of that there was that counter movement, people going way to the extreme, wanting to experiment, right? Let's experiment sexually. And that's understandable because you go from this totally suppressed, repressed stage into, and then you open yourself up to everything, and then you get into all these weird things like BDSM stuff and things I found myself into because I grew up in a conservative Muslim family in a Muslim country. So I found myself at some point in the journey, getting into these things. And it's like, so you understand that complete opposite. It's like, let's just be a liberal, let's just try everything here. Let's try and experiment with everything. And it's like that, yeah, that's the result of that intense repression. And if everybody was to walk around naked, if everybody suddenly took off their clothes now, it would be a disaster, right? It would be a disaster. But if it started to happen slowly, then after a period of time, it just becomes normal. So like, you'll just see people as you would see animals. You would just see, well, here's a naked human body. Here's a naked human body. But of course, for that to happen, the consciousness got to go up to the heart level, where you don't, like that doesn't happen with me anymore, where if I look at a woman I just get a boner. That doesn't happen to me anymore, because I'm looking straight at a soul here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking straight at a soul, and until everybody can look at everybody as a soul and not as an object, then we can take this step forward to unclothe ourselves. Because trust me, your genitals, your ass, they want some love too. They want some contact with the elements. They want some contact with the earth. Like my ass is sitting on the earth right now and it's loving it. And then my genitals are getting some sunshine. They're loving it too, right? Here is my penis is happy right now, I'll tell you. And they want the fresh air. Think about it. They're like prisoners to our clothes. They're just imprisoned in there. It's just imprisoned. They're living like when I lived in Canada. When I'm like clothed half the year, my entire body's aching for the sun. So of course it gets it when it's sunny, and then I'm happy. But then my genitals, like, I was sitting here today, and I know this place pretty well. Nobody comes here, and I'm like, I just felt it. I'm like, man, my genitals, my penis, my ass, they want some contact with the elements. I just took off my shorts. I'm like, damn, this feels pretty good. It's like, remind me of my friend. It was one of his earlier trips, right? He was sitting in a pool, and the mushrooms kicked in, and he looks around. He was in a party, and he's like, why the fuck do we wear clothes? Same thing actually came to me in several trips. My first time ever actually taking off my clothes, my socks, in the middle of nature was like my first mushroom trip. It's like when you go to a higher level of consciousness, it doesn't make sense. It's like, why are we sheltering and shielding our body or certain body parts from contact with the natural elements? You see? But again, that can't happen until the consciousness raises itself up to a point where we're not looking at people, where everybody's on the same vibe, and we're not looking at people as objects. Everyone understands there is no objectification here. That we're all looking at souls here. You see? And so I know there are some communities out there, nudist colonies, blah 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 blah. I have no idea what goes on there, what the level of consciousness of people are, but I'm sure if they're able to stand each other and just and not, I don't know, again, you still can always get down a level of consciousness and start to objectify people. But I think when it becomes normalized, it just becomes normalized. You see? And a lot of the obsessions we have with sex, it's because it's hidden at all times. So you get obsessed about it. Oh my gosh, watch that movie. Angelina Jolie gets naked in that movie. Yeah, so it's a at the end of the day, it's just an ass and a vagina, right? It's just an ass. It really is. It really is. Everyone either has a penis or a vagina, and then you could play around with it, blah blah blah. Let's not get into that right now, but everyone comes here either with a penis or a vagina, right? And so, Scarlett Johansson, ooh, she takes off her bra in that movie, and then it's like, but that's all because it's shielded, so it's like the forbidden apple. Eve ate the apple, or Adam ate the apple, whatever. It's they ate the apple because God said don't eat the apple. You see? So it's like God obviously wants them to eat the apple because God wants the game to go on, and then the illusion of separation, etc., free will, blah blah blah, all that. But it's like, so that's why God is smart, God is intelligent. So God says, look, don't eat the apple, because God knows once something is forbidden, it's like you get obsessed with it. Why is it forbidden? And in the same way, it's like people get obsessed with sex because it's like, why is it forbidden? Everyone's got it in the subconscious mind, in the mass consciousness. Why is it forbidden? Why is, like, you know what I mean? And then you get obsessed about it. Ooh, she's taking off her bra. Ooh, it's like, come on. Come on. It's just a body. Everybody has an ass. Everybody has either a penis or a vagina. Everybody's got nipples. Here, you want to see my nipples? I honestly would not mind showing you the whole thing, but YouTube will just shut me down, right? Yeah, it's really weird. It's in my perspective, it's quite bizarre, actually. The whole thing is bizarre, but I also understand that you can't just, like, change happens gradually. So I understand that there is really nothing too much you could do about it. If you want to get, either you find yourself a place like this. Even here, I'm not too comfortable being naked because, like, farmer comes here with the cows. I know his times, but you never know, right? You never know. He may come early or something. I don't know, right? So even here, I'm not fully comfortable. Like, I'm fully comfortable sitting here, but if I walk around, what if there's a place there? Sometimes the farmer hangs out here. So what if I'm walking around and he's there? So the only real way right now to do it is to just go to a designated area, like a nude beach or something like that, to go to a designated area. But the fact that these places even exist is a good start. It's a good start, and until more and more people realize, like, it's absurd, just a body. Why are we shielding it from the elements? Unless more people connect with the elements to begin with, they connect their feet, their hands, and everything, and then the next realization after you become connected on all your levels, take off your shirt, blah blah, is you start to question, why not go all the way and take off my shorts or my bra or something? Because you're like, well, they need some loving too. So it's not until people begin to connect with nature, with their permissible body parts, and then we can maybe begin to take it a little bit further. Maybe we can begin to take it a little bit further and actually, normalize nudity. It just needs to be normalized, plain and simple. If it's normalized, people won't just look at each other and suddenly feel horny because it's normal. Initially it will, but after some time, it just becomes normal, and then everybody treats everybody like a subject, not an object, and then it's not a problem. It's not a problem, right? Yeah. Until then, you could find your spots. Like here for me, I can at least get some sunshine here. At least it's been 15 minutes. My penis is getting some nice sunshine. So at least it's getting like 20-30 minutes today, which it hadn't gone in I remember a couple of times, 3 times in Canada in the summer, I went naked, but other than those 3 times, it never got the sun. And it's like, this is now the first time since last summer, right? So either you get yourself to a place like this, or you go to a designated area. In the meantime, you work with what you have. Obviously, if let's say you have your own community, you buy land or something, and you just say you start a commune and everybody's on the same level, then you could just have a nudity policy kind of thing where everybody could just walk around naked kind of thing, right? So yeah, it's gonna take some really brave souls to normalize this. It really will. It really will take some people. And so everyone has a different calling. We're all here to change the world, to create heaven on earth. In a heavenly state, the human body is sacred. It's normalized. It's worshipped as God's beautiful, beautiful creation. And there is no shame about it whatsoever. There is beauty in it. And the Greeks were aware of that, with all their statues. Their statues were always naked men, naked women. And they were aware, and they saw the art. I see the art in the human body. I see the art in both male and female body. I was a bodybuilder and an athlete, so I always viewed my body as a piece of art, and really built the muscles, blah blah blah, and did lots of cool things with my body. So I always saw some artistic value in both bodies, in male and female, because they're really beautiful. Both bodies are beautiful, in their own way. And the male body is designed in a way to channel the masculine energy. The female body is designed in a way to channel the feminine energy. Nothing is by accident. I talked about the previous video about the sacred geometry. And if you know that famous picture, who drew it, I think was Da Vinci with the human body, and with like the mathematics of it, the symmetry of it, because it is like everything in creation. It really is artistic. So the male body is very much a piece of art. So is the female body, and it'll take some brave souls to begin to normalize it, see the artistic beauty in it, and then it can become normalized, and then it can be cool, and then people won't feel, because so how many people out there feel guilty and ashamed about their genitals, about your penis size, about your titty size, right? How my ass is small, my ass is big, my penis is small. How many people like right now, how many people in the world are feeling some kind of shame towards their sexuality in one way or another? I got erectile dysfunction, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't be naked, blah, 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 right? It's like so many people are so ashamed, right? It's so ashamed. So again, like I said, it's going to take brave souls. And I'm ready to volunteer, but I don't have the stage to volunteer right now, but perhaps in the future, it could be an issue that I would like to emphasize more, perhaps at some point in the future. So it may not be the most urgent point to take up, but it definitely is on the agenda, for sure. There are more important things. Once we could make progress in that way, then we can make progress in the nudity part. Because again, you don't want nudity and extreme sexual perversions, and all these people that have been repressed for years, so everybody's like suddenly humping everyone, and diseases is spreading, and blah blah. You don't want that neither. Okay, so that's why I say it's going to take some wisdom to go with it as well, which is why I say we've got to make progress in the bigger areas of consciousness first, of the moving the consciousness upwards, and then that can become much easier to push in a society that is healthier. Okay, that is healthier, that looks at one another as one from the heart chakra. Okay, so that's about it. And thank you to all the Patreons for your constant support. I thank you very much. I appreciate you. I have links in the description if you would like to join in. It's a couple of bucks a month. Or if you want to make a one-time donation on PayPal. I love you guys. Saeed Mubayed Instagram. And until next time, may the force be with you.